Hey guys, thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel. It's Varouche and this is your Scorpio reading for the end of November into October. And November into December. Wow, okay. Benjamin Button over here, you know. Anyway, thank you for joining me and I'm excited to be here with you guys to take a look at your love. This is going to be early for members and then everyone else will catch it in the first week of November or something like that. So it's a kind of a 2-month love overview, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So here is your reading. So first off, at the center, we have justice. So Libras may be important to you at this time. Now, this level to the reading has to do with the backstory of the situations that you're dealing with. So there was a lot of karma that was central that you were working through in the past or past life or maybe past relationships. And so balancing out your karma, balancing out your energy was the most important piece. Then we have the Two of Wands. And so I feel like you saw new possibilities for yourself. Your life changed for the better, and especially in what kind of relationships you could have, what kind of relationships were available to you. So you probably in the past relationships have cleared up for yourself a lot. Or even within this relationship, you have cleared up for yourself a lot. And now you see for yourself new possibilities that were not available to you before. Below is the Six of Cups, which is your Sun in Scorpio energy. And so this is the energy right at this time. A lot of thinking about the past, a lot of reminiscing. There had to be a very serious conversation between you and someone else, and you had to find happiness for places that were dark in your life, that were difficult. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is Venus in Virgo, and so I feel as though there is energy coming into your life that it switched the energy of wealth in your life, so wealth in your life became more plentiful and more abundant. And I think that that wasn't the goal or the focus of your relationships, but with changes with regard to the karma between yourself and your partner or people around you, I feel like with that came more money, more opportunities, wealthier people in general. And so that abundance sort of arrived in your life. There's hummingbirds flying everywhere. It's crazy. Then we have the Five of Wands. So with more money, more problems, as you had come through things, I'm just joking, but as you had come through things, new challenges arrived in your life to do with people. You were put into more abundant environments with people, more people around you. And so you were sort of interacting with people in new ways, and so that gave you some degree of anxiety and kind of a questioning energy with regard to which way to go and how to approach things. Okay, so here is your next cards. We have Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, and the Six of Swords. So there was a very drawn out love situation that was very draining on you, or a relationship in which you were very entwined. And so the closure of that situation went on and on forever. And so I feel like you felt weighed down, whether you were the Queen of Cups or this person was around you. They could be male or female. And I think that at first you didn't even know where you were going. You were kind of stumbling, looking for an answer. But I think that you're making your way out of that now, and you see it more clearly for what it was, which is a transition, you know, a step in the right direction, transformation, just a shift and a change. And I feel like this is Sun in Gemini, and we have the King of Wands. So I feel as though there was like a real break between you and someone else in terms of ideas. I think somebody was bringing a lot of love and light into your life that you had a hard time. Look, there was a break. Love and light in your life that you were having a hard time accepting. And so part of the process was to understand what parts of that were good and what parts of that were not so good. I think that there was like a challenge to how you think about things, a challenge to how you perceive things. And I think as you let go of certain ideas and concepts, this person's energy became stronger in your life and more central and positive. The next energy is the Six of Pentacles, which is you, abundance increasing, and the Eight of Swords. I feel as though the way forward is the question. Where do I go from here, and how do I proceed? I think you feel guilty towards a specific person, and I think that there's a little bit, now that your situation has somewhat shifted, you don't really understand how to process a situation, how to go through a situation. I feel like there's like responsibility that you're feeling towards things, and I don't think you know exactly how to apply yourself yet in the new environment, or with regard to this person, with the new parts of your life that have begun. The next energy is the Empress energy, and then we have the politics. So I feel as though there's also this energy of lying or deceit around you, or I think that there's a miscommunication between you and someone else. There's accusations of lying, of theft, and I feel like there is a lack of genuine approach between people. And so whoever it is that is being deceitful, it's compromising a very healthy and good energy, whether it's you or the person around you. It's the Empress, the feminine is the altruistic one, and then the other energy, if it's two females, then adjust that to your discretion. But it feels like there's one person it's like deceit is ruining a good energy, like it's almost like like you reached out your hand to a good friend and they turned around and they were in some way like a snake-like energy, right? So there's deceit around you, and that's all stuff that you're clearing, and this has to do with love. So let's take a look. I think this requires a little bit more kind of thinking. And so I feel like with this Six of Pentacles, you're on a good foothold, but where you are going with things, I think you don't quite know, or you in some way second guess your options. I think that you're in some way pulling away from other things, and I feel like especially this emotional connection that is in some way taking you in a certain direction, or no, you're stepping away from that connection. So it's a drawn out old relationship that is no longer good or conducive. The warmth that it gave you is not giving you the type of energy that you need. And so I feel like this is a challenge in some way. It looks like your karma has been very much leveled, and now around you there's all these relationships that have an aspect to them that are difficult. One that's like a closing of a situation that just hasn't ended for a long time, and now it's sort of ended, and it's kind of fissured out. It's kind of the last stages of it. Then there's this kind of something that's brought challenge into your life about the way that you think, and it was a lot of loving energy that was directed at you that challenged the way you think. So the only way that you could accept that love or that attention was to change the way that you think. And so that's difficult, because with that you have to change like the blueprint of your life, how you go about things, how you do things, and all that sort of energy. And I feel like you personally feel empowered towards certain outcomes. You feel like things have leveled out for you. You have found success, financial success, yes. But I feel like there's this sort of something's not adding up for you, and especially with regard to another person, I think you don't know how to approach a situation, and I feel like you're sort of like guilt is eating you up, or negativity is eating you up. It's like you can't sit with yourself with it. It's an irritable feeling. And so I think that you're nervous to move forward because you in some way really want to in some way resolve that, or have an honest answer or a honest solution in that situation. Or you feel as though someone has done that to you, and so you feel as though you're worried that if you don't close that out, that might show up for you again. But I feel here with the Empress and the Seven of Swords that this is the last kind of explanation again, because I'm looking all the cards and I'm seeing kind of the pattern. And that has to do with disingenuine friendships, people who are not who they appear to be, and especially in a relationship where somebody gave a lot. There was a very genuine disposition given in a situation, and the response was like snakiness, being a snake. Okay, the core energy again is the Ten of Swords, so maybe a Gemini is very important, but this is also reminding you this is the really forward energy here. So rethink things through, rethink your approach, and rethink like how you think about things, if that makes sense. Some of the old ways that you have been employing to get what you want, to have the outcome that you want, they're no longer bringing you the satisfaction that you needed. Then we have the personal strength. And in fact, in some way, I think I'm a Virgo Scorpio, and I have this like real like knack, and my Saturn's in Virgo, so real knack for being very like stringent, and you guys hear it, like I'm strict, right? Sort of, but like kind of not. The Aquarian moon comes out. No, you're not. But yeah, so the Scorpio Virgo aspects, I can get really in my head, and I can take things so seriously that there's no fun in there, and I get so wrapped up in that. And so sometimes the answer is the passionate answer. It's not necessarily the logic and reason. And so I feel like that's sort of giving you a clue that where do you feel passionate? Who do you feel passionate towards right now? Maybe that's your answer. Just live for your passion. Live rather than trying to make a perfect equation. I did a lot of math in college. And so rather than doing the math and trying to get a perfect equation, then just do what is inspired and trust your instincts to guide you, because everything's a paradox. Nothing has a clear answer, right? And so essentially, don't try looking for a clear answer where you may not find one. Below the surface is the Tower. There's a chance of losing someone, and you're going to have to make a decision whether or not you're going to keep them in your life or stay together or not. I feel as though it's like an ideological or like a really core belief sort of fracture that's going on between you and someone else. So this can be this is such an interesting energy. It feels like you love somebody, but there's just something about this relationship that's it's really fractured. It's like opposite beliefs, opposite logic, opposite reason of the way things go, and you're so tied to whatever it is that is in conflict that it's really hard to reconcile that with this person. And that's the problem. It's like, yeah, that's what it looks like. All of this is reminding me of this conflict that you have with someone else, and where there's a lot of love and it's still showing up, but it's waning, it's going away. There's also a lot of there's lots of love, like genuine, pure, true love. And then there's like a real breakdown of an agreement between you and someone else. And so this person is moving on, you're moving on. And I feel like you're moving on from a friendship as well that is not serving you. And that's a really good thing. I think you were giving energy towards someone who was not reciprocating or was cold somehow. They were not a genuine friend back to you. So there's this cycle of, yeah, you got to move on. But there's a lingering feeling of wanting to be with the person you love, with the person that captured your heart. And then we have the High Priestess energy. You've been told that you're going to receive money and success, and those things are about to come in for you in high numbers. So financial success, prosperity, growth, expansion, all of these things. But you're so nervous about moving forward. We have the King of Wands on the emergence. So I feel as though this is the King of Wands again. There's someone who's very altruistic around you, somebody who really means well, is very protective. They're not inside of this nexus of the other other qualities or the things that are happening between you and this person, but this person is around. I feel like you're going into like a transition phase or a holding pattern in which you're not going to be, unless there's a turnaround. I feel like this relationship that we're talking about is salvageable, but I think it's going to be salvageable at a later point in time when you go back to it after time has passed, after there has been some reconciliation or like closure around the situation, after there's some forgiveness or, you know, letting go. I'm looking for a deck of cards. Sorry. Hold on. So after there's been some forgiveness or transition, or after the immediate, whatever the fissure was, it was like it was it was an ideological fissure. So the way that people think, what came into conflict, or what they think about a situation, and it's going to keep on coming back if you meddle in it too much. So I don't know, I would be a little careful. I'll pick 3 oracle cards just to give you insight and love. So we have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So I think you're becoming closer with the King of Wands. I don't know if it's a friend or something else, but you're getting to know each other and seeing that the other person is a nice person. And like, it's a real deep, slow getting to know somebody. And then there's a trust core energy. This situation is calling you to have faith. You need to trust that the love is going to overcome the barrier in terms of ideas. And then we have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So work on your financial circumstances for the end of the year, and I would say lay off of the conflict because it's going to just embed it deeper. So some people need to breathe and step away. And furthermore, I think you have other things pressing on you, which is going to make it harder because you'll be distracted by negative energy from other directions. So get yourself stable and then wait nicely until the other person comes back. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you have a good, I have something in my throat. I hope you guys have a good November and December, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.